In the cradle of the world, long before pharaohs carved their names into stone, before Greece, Rome, or even the first spark of written history, a people rose from the dust with knowledge that seemed to appear fully formed. They called their land Shumeru, the land of the civilized kings. Yet today the world remembers almost nothing of them. Their cities appeared so suddenly that modern scholars still argue how it happened. Their astronomy was impossibly precise. Their language did not evolve from older tongues, and their myths, whispering of sky beings, forbidden knowledge, and a flood that erased the world, echo stories repeated across half the planet. Who were the Sumerians? How did they rise so quickly? And why did the first civilization vanish, leaving behind clay tablets that read like messages from another world? If you're drawn to ancient mysteries, forgotten empires, and the secrets buried beneath our feet, subscribe to Silent Secrets to journey deeper into the past. The story begins in the southern plains of Mesopotamia, where two rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, cut through ancient earth like scars from a forgotten war. Here, around 6,000 years ago, people built something the world had never seen before. Cities. True cities. Not scattered huts or temporary camps, but vast, organized, breathing organisms of mud, brick, and stone. Uruk rose first, a metropolis so advanced that by 3200 BCE, its population rivaled medieval London. Yet its walls, towering and exact, reveal something stranger. There is no trace of a slower, primitive stage beneath them. No gradual evolution. No earlier version. It's as if Sumer woke up one morning and decided to build civilization at full scale. Archaeologists still debate this. Cultures normally grow like forests, slowly, layer by layer. But Sumer? It appeared like lightning. Inside these early cities, people developed writing. Not simple drawings, but cuneiform. An entire system of communication that recorded economy, politics, astronomy, medicine, even dreams. They divided the circle into 360 degrees. They mapped the stars with precision far beyond their era. And yet, no one knows where they learned any of it. As you watch this, imagine standing inside ancient Uruk at sunset, dust swirling in the air, ziggurats glowing like mountains of gold. Everything about this world feels ancient, but strangely advanced. To understand the Sumerians, you must enter their mythology, because for them, the boundary between history and myth was thin, almost transparent. They wrote of beings called the Anunnaki, those who came from the heavens. Not gods of abstract ideas, but sky beings who walked among them, taught them laws, agriculture, astronomy. Modern scholars interpret these stories as metaphor, the way Greek myths describe thunder as Zeus's anger. But the Sumerians described their gods with unsettling precision: height, clothing, tools, measurements. Their myths read more like memories than fantasies. In the Epic of Eridu, the first city is founded not by humans, but by a divine ruler descending from above. In the King List, a clay tablet that records Sumer's earliest rulers, kings reign for thousands of years before a massive flood resets the world. When archaeologists dug beneath the ancient city of Shuruppak, they found a layer of clay and river sediment, a literal scar of an ancient flood, just as the texts describe. Coincidence? Or cultural memory preserved in stone? And yet, myths alone cannot build a civilization. Behind the gods, real people walked the streets, kept records, shaped clay tablets still readable today. They lived their lives in the shadow of vast temples whose architecture seems almost impossible for the time. Here's where Sumer becomes stranger. Because their knowledge was not primitive, it was systematic, structured, sometimes shockingly modern. They tracked Jupiter's movements with accuracy rivaling early Greek astronomers. They diagnosed illnesses with a mix of observation and ritual, creating the earliest forms of medicine. They constructed levees, canals, and irrigation systems that transformed desert into farmland, an engineering feat so advanced that even modern hydrologists appreciate its scale. And then there is the enigma of their mathematics. They used a base 60 system, sexagesimal, a number structure far more versatile than the base 10 used today. It's why we still divide hours into 60 minutes, circles into 360 degrees. Their system survives inside every clock and compass on Earth. But where did a farming society invent advanced mathematics? Why does their language appear fully formed without a parent language? And how did they understand star cycles so deeply? Modern historians say Sumer was brilliant, but not magical. They argue the Sumerians simply innovated faster than others. Yet even the skeptics admit something unusual. No earlier civilization shows this level of knowledge. None. And then, as quickly as they rose, they vanished. The rivers shifted, wars erupted, climate changed. City after city fell silent. By 1800 BCE, the last Sumerian scribes wrote their final tablets, placed them carefully in libraries that would one day crumble into dust. But Sumer did not die. It left fingerprints across the world. Babylon inherited its stories. Akkad inherited its language. Egypt borrowed its myths. The Hebrews borrowed its flood. Greece borrowed its constellations. And countless civilizations borrowed its mathematics. The first civilization became the foundation of all others. Yet even today, the greatest mysteries remain sealed beneath the sands of Iraq, temples not yet excavated, tablets still unread, ziggurats collapsed beneath centuries of war and wind. And so the question lingers. Who taught the Sumerians everything they knew? Were they simply the first spark of human genius? Or the inheritors of something far older? The answers still lie buried in clay. The rise of Sumer is not just history. It's a reminder that the world is older, deeper, and stranger than we imagine. If this journey into the first civilization stirred your curiosity, subscribe to Silent Secrets and join us as we uncover the forgotten chapters of our past. Your next mystery begins with a single click.